On to Surprisingly Sober.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hello and welcome to the Surprisingly Sober podcast. I'm Trevor.
And I'm Taran.
And I purposely said this intro that quickly so we can include our moaning in the intro.
Oh, no, it's getting edited out.
No, it won't be.
Yeah.
I will make sure that it is not. It is not getting edited out. So, that's Taran, and I'm Trevor. And Taran's wearing white shorts.
Yes, I am. I am wearing white shorts.
And drinking a Red Bull. So, yeah. We've given you enough background on every single fucking episode of who we are.
Yeah.
Maybe you should watch other episodes.
Yeah.
We don't care.
So one picture I see that floats around a lot on podcasting forums is like every podcast has one of these guys, and it'll like be like three super kind of like cringy guys. I don't know. I don't feel like that really applies to us. I feel like we're total fucking douchebags in the regards of like the way pop culture like sorts people out, and like all these are like the fat kind of like neckbeard guy who like, you know, has like probably like really like negative views on how women are, you know, he knows how they really are, some kind of skinny nerd guy and stuff. And we're arguably douchebags, I feel like, by like pop culture, right?
I mean, I feel like we come across as douchebags on the podcast, but this is definitely an amplified version of one trait of our personality. More so than our personality in general.
I guess. But no, even like in general, I feel like to the general public, we're definitely douchier than your average Joe.
I mean, you are, but yeah. Sorry, did I throw you under the bus?
Sorry that my personality's not based around a motorcycle.
Yeah, but I'm not like one of those motorcyclists who like, I'm superior because I ride a motorcycle.
Yeah. Dude, I saw a dude make a very dangerous move on a motorcycle, and I can't be the only one who hopes they crash. Whenever like they are like being a complete cunt, like cutting across like multiple lanes of traffic, I'm like, please crash. Please crash. Yeah. I want to see that head pop.
Jesus. Speaking of making a head pop, Taran, on the last episode of Surprisingly Music, you brought up a girl vomiting in your car.
Yeah.
On a date.
I'm glad you remembered the context, because I was like, yeah, there's something I'm supposed to talk about in this episode, but I can't remember.
I wrote it down, so.
Yeah. So, I'll just take you through the full length of the date, all right? So, I woke up at around noon and showered, got ready, was texting her back and forth, and so we planned to meet up and everything, and she was like, hey, just letting you know, I'm on medication right now. I'm not feeling too great today, but I still really want to hang out. And I'm like, that's fine. We'll have a just chill, easy day in. No problem. And so I go to her place, and I'm like, hey, I'm just pulling up right now on my way up, because it's in an apartment building, studio apartment. Hate studio apartments.
Me too.
Yeah. But anyway, so go up, and her apartment's like a little bit of a mess, but it's not like a mess, you know? The kitchen's got some pots and pans in the sink. It's, you know, like, it's got some stuff everywhere. So, I'm just like, oh, hey, good morning, you know? And, she's like all tired and stuff, and she like kind of like walks back over to her bed and lays down. She's like, yeah, I still don't feel that great. I'm like, oh, it's okay, you know, like we could just take it easy, and I'll cook us some food and stuff, and it'll be a good day. So she kind of nods off a bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna clean the kitchen. So I go clean the kitchen, look over, she's still asleep, so I kind of just like clean up around the apartment and stuff. She has a dog, so I'm playing with the dog a bit.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Bill Cosby, really, he's really feeling bad about what you're doing right now.
Yeah. So, then she kind of wakes up, and she's like, oh, sorry, did I nod off? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're fine. Did you clean my apartment? And I'm just like, yeah, I got bored.
How long was she out?
Like 30 minutes. I don't fucking
Holy
know.
shit.
Yeah.
You can do some damage cleaning in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Everyone hates cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
except for OCD people.
I hate starting cleaning, but once I'm going, it's fun.
Yeah, put on some music, you know.
Yeah.
You know, do some booty bumping.
But anyway, so she's like, all right, well, let me get dressed so that I can, so that we can go to the store and get clothes. So I'm like, okay. So we get dressed, And she gets dressed. I'm already dressed. And
Was she naked?
no, she's just in jammies. And so she gets dressed. We go to the store, and we're going to the store, and she looks over, and there's trash bags in my side door just for like garbage. I just keep trash bags in my car so that I can clean up my car effectively. And she's like, "Are those garbage bags?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she grabs one, throws up in it. She got like maybe like 70% in the garbage bag. Some of it got on her, some of it got on the seat. And she was like all like super apologetic and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, it's okay. I know like your medicine is making you nauseous and stuff." So then we go to the store, clean off the seat first, clean her off, clean yourself up, Jesus, and get the food to make dinner. Just got a bunch of stuff. And so we go back to her place and I start cooking and stuff. And one of the things I made her a lot of food because it was her first week back to work coming up. I knew she was going to be super stressed because of that. So I just meal prepped a bunch of food as well. She's vegan vegetarian. So I definitely had to up my creativity skills a bit because I don't typically cook that food all the time.
I know exactly where you're going with this, but keep going. Keep going, and I'll point it out afterwards.
Okay. So I'm cooking the food in a studio, so it's a super small kitchen, very minimal counter space. Didn't have fun cooking there. Let's go with that. And so one of the things I'm making is a black bean stew kind of thing. It was kind of just freestyled. Threw a bunch of stuff in a pot, sauteed it, threw it in the oven, lid cracked, and it was like had like 2 hours of cook time. She's like, "Hey, I want to take a nap. Like, I'm still feeling really tired." So I'm like, "Okay." So I took a nap and stuff. Then woke up and I was like, "Hey, do you want some food?" So I go pull it out of the oven and stuff, make some rice real quick, and give her the food. And she's like still like all like tired eye and stuff. She took a bite and like instantly like awake, where she was like, "What the fuck?"
There it is.
This is like one of the best things I've ever had.
Taran was able to take a girl vomiting in his car story and turn it into "I'm the best cook ever."
Damn straight. And
which, to be fair, you are. I swear to God, dude, you made burgers last night.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
So one thing I love about cooking for you is you show no emotion at all. Like, I could sit there and stare at you while you eat, and I'll have no idea if you enjoy the food or you dislike the food or it's just middle of the road food for you. Like, you just... And then you're done. And it's just like, was that good for you?
It was enough for me.
But yeah, so it was a good day overall, but it was definitely fucking weird having someone throw up in your car like that. Yeah.
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 So
it tasted pretty weird too. Like, I don't know what she ate before.
That's disgusting.
Thank you. So yeah, it's definitely the first time a girl has thrown up on a date with me.
Surprisingly, it's only the first time.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, one thing that I did notice at our house that I have a great deal of respect for this person is, so it's a studio apartment, so it's super minimalist in terms of what you can have in the house, but everything was of high quality. Like, it was a really good high quality desk. It was a good kitchen. Like, like everything she had, she spent the money on. So she didn't have a lot, but she had high quality of everything she bought.
It's like I dig that. Exact opposite of my studio apartment, where my studio apartment was very expensive and everything I had was shit.
I'm sure her studio apartment's expensive too, but
I did have a box spring though.
Proud of you.
Yeah, and a couch.
Proud. She also had a gaming computer, and I was just like,
"Oh,
so what's up with that?"
What's up with that?
She plays fucking League.
Ooh,
yeah, and I got her playing Smite now, so that's cool. Gotta queue up for ranked sometime.
What if I start playing Smite and I'm just like the best ever? Do you think I have the potential? You see me play zombies? No.
Well, no, it's It's not a very like mechanically driven, like it is a mechanically driven game, but it's definitely a judgment game where like it's kind of
very bad judgment. So
yeah, like you.
Whoa! Don't just agree with that.
I've played chess with you.
I'm sorry, I don't know the moves.
Me neither. I just know not to unnecessarily sacrifice pieces. The sacrifice I'm willing to make loses 4 pieces. Exactly. I got you right where I want you, bud. But no, it's definitely a game where it's like more like decision based than like outperforming the other person. Like outperforming the other person definitely does play a big part in it. But it's like knowing your matchups, knowing how to build the characters and whatnot.
Yeah. I know how to build characters. I played NBA 2K.
Well, big news for Smite. They're getting rid of one of the biggest mechanics in the game.
What's that?
So pretty much like the rule of thumb is you always have to build boots on a character, and each character gets 4 different options for boots. One will usually do more damage, one will have more mana, one will make you move a little bit faster, one will give you extra protections. So 4 options. They're just fucking getting rid of boots.
Just all together?
Yeah, because like it seemed kind of counterintuitive to basically make a class of item. What?
I looked over at the screen and your pose is just so weird.
So like, all right, Trevor, boy.
Your white shorts are just projecting your genitals onto the camera. Just like, look at me.
Ladies.
You're like the dog that lays on their back with their legs wide open right now.
So, basically they just like decided it wasn't like good to have a must-have item in your kit, basically. Yeah. Which I think is good for any like strategy-based game. It's always kind of annoying when like there's like one thing you have to do. Like,
yeah.
You know.
I just checked my phone. Sorry to interrupt, but it says it's 106 degrees outside right now.
Fuck that noise. That noise is kind of like a... And that's not a good noise.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
So I have a topic that I want to talk about.
Other than Smite. 106, fucking hell.
The Olympics are going on this summer.
Yeah, some fake ass sport that's not as good as Smite. The Smite season 1 or phase 1 finals just happened. You don't want to talk about that?
I don't know anything about
Jade
that.
Dragons fucking won as expected.
So the Olympic trials have been going on the last few weeks.
Yeah, I've seen some very heartwarming videos of people
getting the Olympic, winning the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
And it's actually a very Oregon related thing too, because all the track and field stuff takes place in Eugene.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the University of Oregon is huge into track and field. They're pretty much like they're the Alabama of track and field. So, Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. Yeah. Woo! Fuck Alabama.
Yeah.
The University of Alabama. So the roster for USA basketball came out. Damian Lillard's on it. Several other...
I thought they weren't having pros anymore.
No, they are.
Oh, okay.
Damian Lillard's on it. There's a problem, though. For one of the positions, they selected Kevin Love, who's from Portland.
Yeah.
He did not have a very good season. So usually you pick the best players. You know, it's the Olympics.
They could pick whoever the fuck they want. USA's gonna win.
Yeah, USA's gonna win. But a lot of people have a problem with this. Because they feel like Kevin Love was picked as a token white guy. Because there are people in that position who deserved it. Kevin Love wasn't an all-star this year.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton from the Phoenix Suns, who plays the same position, probably deserved it more.
Was he a small forward?
Power forward, I think.
Okay.
But while I agree with them that Kevin Love was probably chosen out of tokenism, like the number 1 pick after Kevin Love was DeAndre Ayton. He plays for the Phoenix Suns, who are potentially going to the finals. if they go to the finals will probably end towards the middle of July.
Yeah.
And then the season will start back up at their normal schedule in October or November.
The dude needs a fucking break. Is what you're saying.
They need break. He needs a break between seasons. So it hasn't come out whether or not DeAndre Ayton said that he wasn't going to play.
Mm-hmm.
But for other players, other players had said, I'm not going to play for Team USA because I need a break for the next season.
Yeah.
But that didn't come out for DeAndre Ayton. So it seems like Kevin Love was picked purely out of tokenism. Because
sounds like it.
Everyone else is black. There's not a single other white person on the team.
I don't know. Like, if they did pick him out of tokenism, I don't think they know white people very well. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, we know we've had it good for too long.
Is the Team USA... So it's a big uproar about this. About Kevin Love being picked. There's quite some uproar in the sports community about it. I don't know how I feel about it. Because I'm kind of torn. Like, yeah, DeAndre Ayton is the best player for that position.
Yeah.
But he is on a team that is potentially going to the finals. Yeah, Kevin Love, there's 29 other teams with a power forward you could have picked from, and you picked Kevin Love?
Yeah.
Now they're saying it's because the Olympic Committee was afraid to send an all-black team. But
That's
they have done
weird.
it before.
Why?
They did it in 2012.
Yeah.
So they've done it before.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around like why they would feel like they need to include a white guy.
Because of the uptick in racism. Racism has come more to the forefront.
Yeah, but like, so in other words, shouldn't sending an all-black team be like somewhat positive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more of
a racial unity, like hey, we're not just gonna send one race, kind of thing. Like
which I think is dumb. Just send the best players. It's the Olympics, not.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, oh, we don't want to send Michael Phelps this year. We feel like a white guy's won it too many times. Like, he's the best. Send him. What?
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was the whole thing was very weird because Kevin Love was not. He was awful this season.
Really?
Oh man,
I don't stay up to date on him.
Cavaliers.
Oof.
Yeah, like he was not good this season, whether it be him or the team. But like, it's like there was 28 other teams with power forwards you could have chose from.
Yeah.
And you chose Kevin Love.
Yeah.
And
no, I get that.
He's been an all-star before. He's an established name. It just felt very forced, you know?
Yeah. No, I can see why people would take like a negative view on it. Definitely because he's not the best choice. So why are we sending him? And it's like, oh well,
because he's the only white guy out of the bunch.
Yeah. Is he the only white power forward? Really?
He's not the only white power forward. That sounds really bad. The only white power forward.
Oh my God.
But he's of. I mean, to be fair though, he's been a name that like Portland has thrown around about getting and making the team better.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. We watched that fucking thing where he went through his apartment.
Oh yeah, that was him. That's
right. Shitty apartment.
Yeah.
It was an awful apartment. But the decisions that people make now in sports and everything is just so incredibly weird.
It's so political, it feels like.
So political. So remember when a couple weeks ago the Portland Trailblazers fired their coach?
Yeah.
They're like, it came out that Damian Lillard wanted former player Jason Kidd, who's now a coach, to be the coach. And Jason Kidd said, no, because of Damian Lillard wanted me to be their coach, I'm going to step away from that one. I'm not even going to talk to Portland about being their coach. I just find it very weird. Well, turns out it was actually for a reason because of Jason Kidd was accused of sexual assault in the early 2000s.
Oh.
So that's why he stepped away, because that was coming up. So now it's been named that Portland wants to name Chauncey Phillips of Detroit Pistons fame as the coach. Like, that's the report, is that he is going to become the next coach of the Portland Trailblazers. But now it's coming up that he has an actual case that was settled out of court for sexual assault.
Dude, can people just keep their dicks in their fucking pants?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
well, I don't know how many accusations of sexual assault I've had to deal with. None. As
of this recording, it has not become official yet that Chauncey Phillips is the coach. But that is who Damian Lillard's person is for his pick for coach for the Portland Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Which there are several other better options. Chauncey Phillips, so just to get real deep into basketball about this one, he was a great player. Great player.
Yeah.
He's only been an assistant coach for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Assistant coach for a year. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. No other coaching experience. Meanwhile, you have Mike D'Antoni, white guy who's coached some of the greatest offensive in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
And then you have up and coming Becky Hammon, who I'm all for.
Mm-hmm.
She would be the first female NBA head coach.
Mm-hmm.
She was the first female NBA assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs. So she interviewed. I think she should be it.
Yeah. How long has she been an assistant coach?
Oh, for a while. Okay. For like 5 or 6 years. She was an assistant coach to Greg Popovich, one of the best NBA head coaches ever.
Yeah.
Like the San Antonio Spurs made the playoffs for 20 straight years.
Damn.
I think this year was the first year they didn't make the playoffs.
Damn.
So, she's coming from very good school of learning. So, but yeah, the whole Chauncey Billups thing is coming up, and like it's been reported that he is like the choice that they're gonna make. But it's just so weird, all the politicalness of everything that's coming out. With the USA Olympic stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is politically motivated.
Yeah.
I think Becky Hammon is the best coach, but people are going to come out and say that.
Oh, they only chose her because she's a woman.
Yeah, and they wanted to be the first team to have a woman head coach.
How Portland-like of them.
Yeah, I mean, it is. She's also a good coach. She's pretty much coached the Spurs at least half the season while Greg Popovich took time off because his fucking wife died at the end of last season. So, it's, not everything should be politically motivated.
Yeah, sometimes you should just make the best decision because it's the best decision. The best, logistical decision, not the best PR decision.
Yeah.
No, with the whole Olympics thing, I think people were going to be upset with no matter what the lineup choice was. Someone would be upset. And it would make headlines because 5 people retweeted it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all black people. Are they saying, black people are basically, their product that they're selling? Isn't that racist against black people? And then if you include one white guy, oh, what, you couldn't have an all-black team? And it's people are just going to be upset for the sake of being upset at this point. Because they know it gets more clicks. Being happy doesn't get clicks.
Why?
More spews for more views.
I like that saying.
It's Greg Doucette one.
More spews for more views?
Yeah.
More
plates for more dates.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Yeah. Depends on what's on the plate.
No, he means plates that you put on a bar.
Oh, that changes the entire context of that channel for me.
What?
I thought that it was more like food plates.
No, it means more plates on the bar.
I mean, to a certain extent.
No, man. More plates, more dates.
So you're saying Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Olympia, at that time, at Mr. Olympia time, was attracting every single girl known to man?
I wouldn't say every single girl, but he could definitely just walk into any place and easily get a date if he wanted.
I don't think so. I think there's a happy medium.
Well, yeah, there is a happy medium. It's being at about 10% body fat. That's the ideal range of attraction.
But I mean just muscle size as well.
Yeah, but he also doesn't look like that year round. He's juiced out of his fucking mind going onto that stage.
Yeah, but he's still at a point where...
Yeah, he's still significantly more muscular than everyone else. I get what you're saying, but like still like he's also just incredibly famous and rich. Like that definitely helps. But
which Arnold Schwarzenegger and Harrison Ford have the best like coming up stories of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Because Harrison Ford was a carpenter, and he was working on George Lucas's something or other.
Yeah.
And then that's how he got cast as Harrison Ford, or not as Harrison Ford, as Han Solo.
Yeah.
And then kind of the same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He came over from Austria and worked construction jobs and became Mr. Olympia and then got cast in movies.
Well, I mean, like he was already in the bodybuilding before he came over to America.
Yeah, but he wasn't Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he was an American. He was American when he did that.
Yeah.
America.
I mean, he was taking steroids when he was like 14 to 16, I think, somewhere in that age range.
Whatever.
Getting juiced.
Juice. You want your juice box?
Right into the arm. But no, like I still feel like when you're absurdly ripped, you are applying yourself to like a more niche market, but that niche market is really into you. So like you'll always have access to plenty of dates.
But
like,
yeah, that's what
only 10% of people are gonna want to fuck you, but all of that 10% wants to fuck you. Whereas like I feel like, you know, if you're just like completely out of shape and you look like a fucking couch potato, it's gonna be a much smaller net of people who are willing to sleep with you, and an even smaller net of people that like actively want to sleep with you. Because like that 10% that wants to fuck Arnold, they want to fuck Arnold. That 10% that say wants to fuck me, I gotta convince them a little, you know. I gotta like show. I gotta go show them worth fucking, you know.
You gotta show them a little persuasion.
Yeah, a little persuasion.
A little bit of persuasion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, more place for more dates.
Exactly.
No, I'm definitely going to. I don't know. I'm probably like 15 to 18% body fat right now. I'm gonna try and cut down to 10, and then like slowly bulk up and try and stay around 10% body fat.
You gonna get jacked?
That's the plan. No, that's probably what my YouTube series is gonna be. A realistic look into how celebrities flat out lie, because most celebrities say they get into their movie shape in like 12 weeks. Yeah, bullshit.
No, yeah, that's not happening.
You can't put on that amount of super physiological, what's the word? Contractile tissue on in 3 months. Okay. Bullshit. Without taking fucking PEDs, that's what they're called. My brain is a mess right now.
Not as bad as mine right now.
Yeah. But no, like
I'm having to try so hard to focus.
No, so
I'm so drunk.
What my plan is for my YouTube series, it's gonna be the most transparent look into getting into shape, because pretty much everyone's getting into shape is literally a before and after picture, and then a paragraph about what they say that they did. And it's like, but did you do that every day? How hard were you pushing yourself in your workouts? You know, how long were you working out? Were you going to the gym this much or this much? Did you have cheat days? Did you have this days? Did you, like, you know, were you doing cardio? Were you doing this? Were you doing that? Were you taking this supplement? You don't fucking know, because it's just one fucking paragraph and a before and after picture, and they're like, yeah, I got in that shape in 4 months, no steroids. And it's like, bullshit. So I'm going to do, like, my attempt at the most transparent, like, realistic transformation, because most YouTube channels that are willing to do that are guys who are already jacked. And it's like, yeah, they're showing you, oh yeah, this is a day in my life, this is what my average diet looks like. Yes, but what did you do to get jacked? Because I would argue maintaining versus being arguably normal body weight and stuff like that, and normal physique and build and everything, like, it's what you're doing is a bit different. So I don't know. I feel like there's not enough content of that out there, so I'm going to try and fill that void of a very honest look at what I do every single fucking day.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I feel like too. Like, in like all my interests, it's not like of what I can do every day. You know, like the car stuff. Like the car stuff I watch is not for people who can work on cars every day.
Yeah. Like,
you know?
Also the level of like DIY stuff that I see in car content where it's like, oh, look at me. What is it called? A resto mod?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, not everyone can fucking do it.
Yeah, not everyone's going to be able to go grab a rear end out of out of one fucking truck that has disc brakes and slap it into a truck that had drum brakes and do all that sort of shit. Like, that's not, like, normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, like little stuff. Like, I changed my headliner.
Yeah,
know?
Like, you're looking at the upper 0.1% of car enthusiasts, and I'm looking at the upper 0.1% of fitness enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's the fucking normal person?
Well, although with cars there is, I feel like that normal person, like, here's what it takes to change the window regulator on a 1997 Ford Explorer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that sort of shit. There's a lot of DIY stuff, but with fitness, it's there's a void, and Taran loves filling voids over and over again with his cummies.
Also, the one other thing that'll be kind of, I feel like, refreshing to the fitness community is that I have a job that I have to go to. Most of these fitness people, fitness is their job, like running their website, sponsoring out their products, posting videos and content and stuff, making sure they maintain their following, making sure they're gaining following.
So you're going to be able to show them how, like, I know you worked 8 to 9 hours or 10 hours today. Here's the motivation to go and work out. Well,
not even so much the motivation. I feel like time management's a big thing.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, that's how motivation is time management. Let's be honest there. Because I can sit around and do nothing all day.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you got a void to fill.
Yeah. So, basically, I'm going to be holding a camera in my hands, probably just my phone, and filming borderline everything I prep and eat and everything and work out. The plan is I'm going to do 2-a-days.
Woo!
Basically what...
Summer football.
Basically what I'm going to do is like the upper limit of what a normal person can do. Like, so when celebrities say, like, oh, it's hard work, good diet, you really got to focus on nutrition and your discipline, and you got to work hard, and that's how I got to. I'm going to literally push myself to the furthest extent that I feel like an everyday person with a full-time job can actually reasonably push themselves to, while getting adequate rest and adequate time for nutrition and living a life. I'm really going to be pushing that fucking boundary and showing, all right, what can hard work, blood, sweat, and tears really fucking get you? Like, realistically, what does working yourself borderline to death actually fucking entail and give you? What's the ROI on that?
Jesus Christ.
So
thanks, Warren Buffett.
So I'm gonna be doing 2 days. Gonna be following the vertical diet.
I thought about doing 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
Like do it in the morning and do it when I get home.
Mine is just gonna be before and after my shift.
That's literally
Easy
what I
peasy.
just said.
Yeah. But yeah, also I just kind of lack the attention span to work like an hour, 10 minutes or so. Like, my brain just doesn't like that. Because after like the 30 to 40 minute mark, I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize the ceiling had that design. Oh, what's going on social media? Oh, what's going on with this? And I feel like also those like last 20 minutes of working out, I'm not physically pushing myself as hard as I could be.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like getting overall like mental fatigue and stuff. So I feel like taking that 8 to 10 hour break in the middle and then going and working out again for 30 more minutes, I feel like I can get a lot more out of it. And I'm going to be doing a push-pull leg split. So before work, I'm going to do a push workout, super heavy, like heavy weights, 5 sets of 3 to 5 kind of range. Then the evening, I'm going to do lighter weight, like 10 to 12 range of the same workout, more push workouts, and then pull and then legs. So yeah, that'll be Taran's other YouTube series going on, is a constant log of getting
I feel like this is what both of our YouTube series will be. It was just vlogs.
I mean, it'll kind of be a vlog. I'll try not to have it like a vlog format. I guess it'll be a vlog.
It's going to be a vlog, but it's not going to be like,
gonna be a
look
vlog
at me
with
being
purpose.
rich kind of a vlog.
Yeah.
It's going to be just a video log.
Yeah. We have gym memberships now. Technically, you can only go with me.
I'm only ever going to go with you.
Oh. I don't know. Do you want to work out with me?
Yeah. It's the only time I ever get
Well, no. I mean, like, do you want to follow my 2-day split? I guess we can't because I come home at noon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you can run off and do your workout, and I'll do my workout. Because it will be hard for you to follow my schedule of workouts, really. Because you wouldn't get an adequate workout in doing half of my day, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's what Taran's going to be doing with his YouTube explorations, is a realistic fitness and diet transformation in real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
Do you ever wish that you played more sports as a kid?
I wish I'd started lifting sooner so that I wouldn't have to do this.
I know you played soccer. I played baseball.
Yeah.
I wish I played football. I feel like I could have done good at football.
I was definitely too small to play football. I don't know. I don't think so, but mostly because a lot of the people who played sports at our school I hated as individuals.
That was the reason why I didn't play sports, because they were douchebags.
Yeah, I didn't like the people, so why would I want to spend more time with those people?
Yeah.
But that's also why I did no extracurricular activities when I was in school.
Yeah, we just stayed inside.
Yep, played video games, played Rock Band, got fucking good at it.
And then you now have an electronic drum set behind the camera.
Yep. But no, like it would have been cool to hone and acquire those skills better, but I still feel like in day-to-day life I'm probably more like athletically inclined than people around me. Like, I feel like if you were to go to a random location and pick 100 people, and well, I guess not 100 people, how many people are on the field in baseball? Like, let's just pick baseball, a sport that I don't really play.
On the field, so you have 9 defenders and 1 batter. Okay,
so say 20 people, 2 people in reserve for each team for the field. Right? So 22. You go out, pick 22 random people, say at a Fred Meyer. Walk across the street, go around, pick 22 other adult males. I bet I'm better than 20 of them at baseball.
You haven't played baseball.
Yeah. But I feel like I will still outperform them just because I'm more athletically inclined than a random pool of people. Sure, if you went to a baseball shop and picked 22 people, I might be better than 1 or 2. But, like, in terms of just, like, the general sample size, I think I'm in the upper end of performing in most sports.
Athleticism.
Yeah. So
you're on the down slope of the bell curve.
Yeah, but I'm nowhere near the end of the bell curve.
Yeah, you're where it starts to go down, but maybe not quite the flat.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's just because I'm in my 20s and in decent shape.
Dude, I wanted to do the co-ed softball thing.
Oh, I remember, dude. You tried so hard to, like, just find a fucking club.
Well, but then the pandemic happened. Mm-hmm. So that was in Medford I tried, and then I had gotten in there too late. Mm-hmm. And then when we moved up here, the pandemic happened, and so that got canceled. And I'm fairly certain it got canceled this year because I submitted everything, but I think they canceled it.
Sucks.
I guess I just didn't get picked for a team. Even though I have way more experience than most people playing baseball.
Yeah, like you definitely have a lot of baseball experience under your belt.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would say you spent a lot of time at baseball practice, but that's mostly because your mom bailed on you to go pick up a dog.
Fucking goddamn, that was a good reference.
But yeah, yeah, sure. Like, it would have been cool to have played more sports when I was younger, so that I'd be, like, decently better at them.
Because we both played... You played soccer and basketball, and I played basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
Because we played basketball in middle school.
Yeah.
On the intramural league.
Yeah.
I just remember getting picked for the all-star team in 8th grade, and I got fucking...
Dude, I remember I was like sick as shit that week.
I got elbowed in the face from our art teacher. Because the All-Star game was like the All-Star kids versus the teachers.
Do you remember how one of our teachers could dunk?
Yeah.
Nichols, Mr. Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still one of the coolest teachers I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math teacher.
Yeah. 7th grade math teacher.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I recently matched with a 4th grade teacher, and I don't know what it is about teachers. Like, you want to fuck a teacher, right?
Teachers and bartenders.
Dude, like...
Teachers and bartenders, dude, I'm telling you.
I don't know what it is about teachers that's, like, attractive to me.
Teachers and bartenders.
It's definitely one of those things that's, like, deeply rooted in, like, this was an authority figure all my life, and now I'm old enough to fuck my authority figure. Like, right? Like, there's some psychological, socio-science thing going on there. Like,
yeah, some psychological connection that you're making.
Yeah, where like, man, this is no longer my authority figure. I'm gonna fuck this shit out of her.
And they want to be fucked the shit out of.
Yeah.
They want it. They're asking for it. I'm just kidding. They're not.
I mean, like, if you're in a loving relationship and they're consenting, yes, they are asking for it. But I also just want to, like, bring her lunch while she's at school and, like, sup, class.
Yeah. What's up, you other fucking 4th grade would be 9-year-olds.
Yeah, 9 to 10-ish range.
Yeah, what's up, all you fucking 9-year-olds?
What's up, you PewDiePie viewing motherfuckers?
Yeah. Do 9-year-olds still watch PewDiePie?
His fan base is called the 9-year-old army because the ongoing joke was the only people who watch PewDiePie are like 9-year-olds.
Which I realized when he said the N-word that actually it's only old people who watch him.
I mean, like, old people as in, like, millennials and late Zoomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people who are of age.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree with the
teachers.
Teachers. And for me, I throw bartenders in there because there is a specific, just like, it's an authority figure.
I mean, like
that person dictates whether or not I can keep drinking if I'm at a bar.
How many bartenders have you dated? Drink?
0.
0? Man,
I would love to drink.
I'm at like 6. I'm at like 6 bartenders.
That wet ass pussy? Drink that shit up.
Oh my god. No, I've dated 3 bartenders in the past 2 months.
Dude, that's because every time I see a fucking bartender on fucking one of these dating apps, they're like 21 or 22. I'm like, do you even know how to make a drink?
I mean, yeah, it's their job. All
I need you is to pour me whiskey neat. That's the other thing too, is I come across as someone who knows his alcohol. I don't. That's that jack of all trades thing.
You just know like surface information of a lot
I know
of things.
surface information of everything, but when someone with specific information comes in, I'm like, I don't know enough. Like, I was talking to a girl on Hinge, plug, who loves
This podcast
beer.
is brought to you by Bumble. Fuck.
And I was talking to her, and she like loves beer and shit, and I'm like, oh, you know more than me. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
So what is a topic that you feel like you have like an efficacious amount of information on?
See, that's
gonna
the thing,
plug
though.
that word.
Yeah, efficacious. What sort of topics do you have an efficacious dose of knowledge with? To be honest,
Bruh.
there's gonna be out there someone. There's gonna be someone out there who knows more than me.
Well, yeah, but like, what do you feel like your strong topic is? Where like, yeah, you have all the surface information, but then right there you dive pretty deep. Like, what's?
I mean, engines,
motorcycles, car.
Yeah, like
information.
Automotive. I walk into an auto zone and be like, I know as much or more than you.
Yeah.
I feel confident about that. Steroids because of talking to you.
I would still say your surface knowledge because I'm just like a step below surface knowledge.
Okay. So then I'm just surface knowledge.
Yeah. I'm not going to be taking steroids during my YouTube series.
House building.
House building.
Yeah.
A quick side note, I might take testosterone, but that's not a steroid. I'm gonna be honest the whole way through the series.
Why are all steroids named after birds? Osterine,
Osterine's not a steroid.
Okay, why are all supplements named after birds?
Dianabol? That's not a fucking bird.
Yeah, but jerkesterone, turkey, osterine, ostrich.
Those are the testalone. I mean, that's not any bird. That was literally named to kind of sound like
Testarossa?
No, to sound like testosterone and tremonol. I'm pretty sure, because like they're all just nicknames. Like I think Osterine's actually MK588 or something. Like, you know, they have like actual like scientific names, but they're nicknamed as such.
What are you an expert in? Cooking.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert in fashion, but I'm definitely more fashionally attuned than the average Joe.
Which I got hot takes about, but we'll get past that.
Well, no, I mean, like, I definitely pay attention to fashion a lot more than
pay attention to what's in fashion, but I also feel like fashion is also just very particular to the person.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I keep up to date on, like, a lot of, like, the trends going on stuff, fabrics and whatnot, how things should fit and stuff, which I feel like is far more than what the average person does. Most people...
Fit and... well... I just feel like wearing the clothes that fit you is like 90% of it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like having a t-shirt that fits you well, like looks astronomically better than any designer brand shirt that doesn't.
Yeah, just like making sure the sleeves fit your arms.
Yeah. You know? Like it shouldn't squeeze your arms, but it should hug your arms.
Yeah, like this shirt.
Yeah.
I feel like it hugs my arms perfectly.
Yeah.
You don't have sleeves on your shirt, so...
Fitness and nutrition. I feel like I have a leg up on the majority of people. In terms of knowledge, I need to just apply my knowledge that I have a bit more, which is something I want to talk about with nutrition. Music. I feel like I have a pretty big leg up on most people.
So this is how you are with music. I'm like... I like that sounds good. He's doing that one thing with that thing that sounds kind of cool.
And then you're just like, music.
Yeah, no, he's doing that. He's doing eighth notes on a 4-bar and it all like, I'm like, the thing sounds good.
It sounds good.
And you're like, yeah, this is why it sounds good.
But so with nutrition, I spend a lot of time researching nutrition because it's important to me. Should be more important to more people, but you know, that's a different problem. And so I feel like I've garnered a lot of knowledge over the years of just constantly researching it, trying it. I've tried a lot of diets for long periods of times. And it's really annoying when some people just like will ignore like actually scientific backed advice for fads. Holy shit, I am sick of fucking fads. So I have a coworker who's not in great shape, and he's wanting to get in good shape, and I'm like, dope, man. Like, I'm happy to help you in any way I can. Like, he's as close as a coworker can be without being like an actual friend, you know. So like him and I are buds. We chit chat, and he's like asking me stuff about like working out, cardio workouts and stuff like that, and diet and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I have a few good like books that I have PDFs of that I can send you. One's a cookbook that I'm not going to say because it costs money, and I don't want to say I'm sharing things legally, even though I just did. But you don't know who I am, so you can't get me in trouble. You don't know if I'm stealing your cookbook.
Yeah, it could be a Martha Stewart cookbook for all you know.
Yeah, fuck you. Another one that's on like more specific diets that are focused on like actual like nutritional health, so you feel good while dieting, which is important. And he just basically was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited for this, then flat out ignored them because a different coworker who's also not in shape is doing keto, and they're like, yeah, I like keto, I feel really good on it, and he's listening to them over me for some reason. So it'd be like someone asking you for like car advice, like, on like fixing a part of their car and getting it like, or like tuning it so it's better, or upgrading something or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they literally just talk to the dude who's working at a Chevron. It's like, oh no, dude, you want this? And they're just like, yeah. And then they turn around and do what that guy said. And you're just like, why'd you even ask me? Yeah. Like, or I guess more specifically, like came to your job where that's where you work and you're constantly around stuff like this, and they ask you, like suggestions on like a motorcycle or something, like upgrading it. And then they go to the guy at Chevron and you're like, why'd you even ask me then? Like, why'd you ask an actual, like, someone involved in the industry if you didn't want their fucking advice, and you're just gonna listen to some random fucking dude who probably doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about? So it's like...
Happens all the time.
Yeah, so that's definitely how, like, it feels when, like, one person who's sick... And this other coworker who's doing keto has been doing keto since I've known them. I've been there for a year almost now, and there's not been any marginal changes. So it's like, what you listening for?
Yeah, like, they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're making no progress. You want to make progress, listen to the person who's made progress.
Yeah.
Look at those arms.
No. They don't look that good right now. So anyone who's wondering... diet advice and wants to lose weight, calorie deficit. That's the only correct answer. There's other answers that will make your deficit more enjoyable, but calorie deficit is all you have to be in. A scientist actually fucking proved that you can lose weight while eating nothing but Twinkies. He ate at a calorie deficit, only consuming Twinkies, and he lost weight.
God, that sounds fucking fantastic.
No, because the amount of Twinkies you can eat sucks. I think he was eating like 4 Twinkies a day. He was eating like 300 calories below his maintenance calories, his TDEE. Which is not a lot. Yeah, and he lost weight on it. That'd be losing about half a pound to a pound a week. But guess what? When you're eating only Twinkies, you're gonna feel like shit. You're not getting any vitamins, no minerals in. You're not getting any protein in. You're just eating carbs and fat. A very, like, nutriently deficient foods. So you're going to feel like shit. But if you eat foods that are full of vitamins, minerals, fruits, vegetables, meats, and stuff like that, you're going to feel great. Your tummy might rumble every once in a while. But that's why you keep low-calorie snacks, like popcorn, with you. So, yeah. Eat at a calorie deficit, people.
Well, the popcorn's not as low calories, you think?
I mean, it's lower calorie than other salty snack alternatives.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot better than chips.
Popcorn is the best.
Popcorn's definitely a upper tier of low-calorie snack food.
People who put butter on popcorn, I don't understand why.
I mean, I prefer it, but I don't like popcorn, so...
I just don't know. Being popcorn without butter is just perfection.
Teach their own. I like butter. I could eat butter on fucking anything.
Well, you better believe it.
That's another thing that will probably be a big part of my YouTube series, is like making food exciting while still fitting the vertical diet, which is definitely a more restrictive diet, but you can definitely still have fun with restrictive diets.
Yeah.
So be bringing forth some fun recipes in there. Oh, dude, the one I did this past week was so fucking good.
What?
I basically did a bottom round roast, which is a lean cut of meat, trimmed all the fat off. And I basically did a Mississippi roast with it by doing a half packet of a au jus gravy mix and a half packet of a ranch mix. Some pepperoncinis. Slow roasted it. It was fucking incredible.
God damn it. That's not fair.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So, Taran, you gonna open a food truck?
Yeah, food truck. You're really drunk right now, aren't you? Not like drunk, but you're definitely in that like stage.
Yeah.
Where you're just trying to get me to talk. You're just like Taran, keep rambling.
Taran, keep rambling.
Keep rambling. My brain isn't really functioning right now. Keep this shit moving.
Well, you're talking about fucking Delta fucking barbecue, and I'm just like, oh god, that sounds so good. Oh.
So, food truck.
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
We've been talking about it. And I think we're gonna fucking do it. We both hate our jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risk it all.
I've been really hating my job, a lot lately.
Yeah, we're gonna do a roaming food cart.
Yeah.
Food truck.
So I don't want to get too much into details because it's
proprietary knowledge.
Well, it's kind of like, I'm sure there's other trucks that are doing the exact same thing that I'm gonna do in terms of like what the menu item is. I don't really want to get into any detail about it though. But it's not super common. It's not tacos. It's not
fusion.
Yeah, there is 2 cultural fusion items that will be on the menu, but they'll be like weekend exclusive items, and they still fit the niche of what our truck is doing. Curly fries over tots.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, curly fries slap. I feel like tots are being too common now in the Portland metro area. I feel like it has become as oversaturated as just general like shoestring style fries are in the fast food market, in terms of like the kind of more like brick and mortar, like McMinimans and stuff does tots. I feel like most food trucks I've gone to in the area where it's like burgers and a potato side, it's tots. Like, I feel like it's become too common now where it lost its special edge. Because, like, I did like tots when they were like, it was like, they have tots, that's fucking cool. But now it's like, they have tots, they have tots, they have tots. And also it makes me think of Scott's Tots from The Office. Which...
What? That's
tots.
Not what I expected from you.
Tots.
Scott's Tots.
So now, as a result, I want curly fries. Because you can't sexualize curly fries.
It's not what that was about.
I know.
It was about getting tuition paid for college.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway,
you can't sexualize tater tots. Watch me try.
So yeah, I think that is one of the few business models where we would be taking both of our skills to the forefront in an independently run business where we would be our own bosses, which I feel like is something that's very important to both of us, not working for someone other than the consumer.
Yeah.
So, obviously, if you haven't ever listened to me fucking talk for this whole episode, I like food. Food is fucking cool. Granted, the food on my truck is not going to be healthy. Don't you worry. So I get to really strut my stuff of food knowledge, food skill, and stuff. And Trevor, I feel like is better in the kitchen than he likes to let on. I feel like if you actually apply yourself, you can do a...
Yeah, no, like I'm good at chopping and stuff, and then like, oh, half a cup of this,
dude,
2 cups of that. Like that's easy.
Some of your stir fries have fucking slapped.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I'm just saying, like, you usually...
The last one I did was the best one that slapped because I finally got the meat cooking and the vegetables cooking all at the right time. That was the last time I did it, and I haven't touched it since.
I feel like this isn't, like, by any means an insult to you, but you definitely take the lazy approach to cooking more often than not, where you just want food. Yeah. It's like, I just want satiation right now. I don't want to, like, make a whole thing. Just food, mouth, done, happy.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, and
although when I've cooked chicken to perfection and it's like good, like when you reheat it, I'm like, fuck, this is good.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw it sitting on the counter, but I got an oven thermometer now. You can
see that.
Yeah, you could go ahead and use that for your chicken.
Do I know how to use it? No.
Well, no, I'm about to explain it to you. Like, literally just take a pan, sear chicken breast both sides till it's golden brown, pretty like moderately high heat, like medium high heat. Stick the probe in, put it in the oven at 400 degrees, set it to 145 or whatever you want your chicken temperature to be. It'll beep at you when it's fucking done, and you take it out, and it's perfect fucking chicken. Like, perfect.
I don't know how to do the sear and then bake. I don't know how to do the bake and then sear.
Well, no, you sear then bake. So just like literally like put the pan on the stove, heat it up, put the chicken in, and then take the whole fucking pan, put it in the oven, stab the bigger piece of chicken with the thermometer, close the oven, walk away till it's done. 400 degrees, and it'll be perfect.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like, I was like blurry-eyed, fucking tired doing it, and I just like put the piece of chicken in my mouth after, and I was like, just yes.
This is Frank's Red Hot sauce.
But then you also get to bring, you get to chop and dice up some food for my truck. Not gonna say what kind of food. Then also mechanically, you'd be able to maintain and keep that truck running.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's a diesel. I don't like diesels.
Yeah.
Well, it would be a diesel because that's
Yeah.
a big truck like that would only run on a diesel.
Yeah.
Diesels aren't fun.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll just put it this way. Your gasoline-powered car, the fuel pressure is going to be about 50 pounds of PSI. So 50 PSI. On a diesel, diesels are at least 1,000 PSI. Like, where if it fucking hits you, it's going to cut your skin. You know?
Jesus.
Like, yeah, I don't like diesel. Because diesel, so... Oh man, I'm gonna get into the weeds.
Get into it. Get into it, baby.
So your car, it sprays in fuel vapor, and then the spark plug ignites with a spark and ignites that, and it blows up. And
So
that's combustion.
Funny enough, my dad taught me this when I was like 8, and for some reason it has stayed in my brain all these fucking years.
About diesels?
About diesel versus traditional combustion car engines.
So diesels use glow plugs that just warm up.
Yeah.
They don't actually spark. So they just the heat will ignite the diesel vapor in the engine. So it's just an incredibly weird discrepancy between the two. One's a spark and one just gets hot.
Yeah. I remember my dad taught me this like when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, that's why when you turn on a diesel, you turn the key on and wait and wait and wait and then wait a little bit more until the glow plug light on the dash goes out. And then you can start it. Yeah.
I remember those days sitting in the car waiting for it to get warm enough. And my dad, if I ever complained, would explain to me why. And I'd just be like, Dad, that doesn't solve the fucking problem at hand. The car's cold. Well, the truck is cold.
That's why a lot of diesel trucks you'll see have a plug-in hanging from the grill. Mm-hmm. Because they have what's like a block warmer or something like that. So you'll plug it in overnight in cold temperatures like Minnesota or something like that. Or you'll plug it in overnight so it stays, so it's like a heater for it. So when you come out the next day, you unplug it and it's pretty much warm, ready to go. And you just, all right, ready to go. Boom, fire up. And then you can roll coal on some assholes because you're an asshole. Rolling coal is the biggest douchebag thing ever. Rolling coal is basically where a diesel truck floors it to accelerate past you while covering you in black smoke.
So, 2 times now, someone has tried that on me, but because my car is so zippy, I just like I'll hear the right as they're about to start, and I'm just just pull ahead of them. I see this black cloud of smoke go off behind me. Then I'll snap in front of them, usually flip them off, and then snap back into my lane and go away. Yeah,
on a motorcycle, I've had that happen to me a few times because on a motorcycle, it's like, oh yeah, they're definitely inhaling that.
Yeah,
you know, and you'll hear the big wah of them getting ready to do it.
Yeah,
because it takes a second for it to build up, and then you just like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna go on my fucking gas powered 4-stroke and go wah and go right past you, you fucking prick.
Yeah. Truck drivers are generally assholes. Like, in terms of the tier list of, like, biggest asshole drivers, I would say it goes guys who are obsessed with their diesel truck. Like, if you just, like, have a truck and it serves purpose. Like, yeah, I got a truck because I move stuff a lot, you know. It's more efficient for me than having a car. Okay, cool. You're just a regular car consumer, I feel like, who needed functionality out of your vehicle that a car doesn't have. Cool. But if you're just driving a big truck and you're obsessed with Cummins, you know, I have a Cummins engine, my car says Cummins all over it because I love Cummins, you are the worst. Then I would say BMW owners. because they think they're a lot better than they actually are. And then supercar owners because, like, yeah, they're super wealthy, so I feel like they get to be assholes. Like, they can do that a little bit more than the rest of us. They have, like, lawyers and shit. Then motorcyclists. And then everyone else.
Yeah.
Then mid-tier sport car owners. Like
Audi.
I would say, like, Audi, Camaros, Chargers, Mustangs, like, all those guys.
Mercedes.
All sit there, and then regular car consumers.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more of an asshole than the regular car consumer. Even though I don't drive my car like an asshole. I drive very conservatively because I know cops are fucking looking at me.
How dare you say that you're a conservative?
Oh my god, that word has more than one meaning.
Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, you did.
The girl that I dated that said when I told her that I was socially liberal and fiscally conservative, she freaked out because I said that I was conservative. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
I'm fiscally conservative in that we shouldn't be spending so much shit on the military as we are, and we should spend it more on...
Which is socially liberal. Saying that we shouldn't spend money on the military.
Yeah, but that was when I was dumb and libertarian.
Yeah.
Now I'm woke.
If you were to look at the 4 quadrants, which quadrant would you put yourself into?
I don't know what the 4 quadrants are.
Of, like, the vertical axis being authoritarian versus libertarian, then the middle axis being left versus right. Where democratic is left, conservatives is right. So
I'm definitely left.
Yeah, you're left, but are you authoritarian left or libertarian left?
I'm probably saying more libertarian.
Bernie's lib left.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I'm lib left as well.
Like, yeah, I don't give a shit what drugs you do. Don't make fucking other kids do drugs. You can do whatever you want. And then, yeah, you know, your education and healthcare should be paid for.
Yeah. Dude, the fact that healthcare still isn't in the wealthiest country in the world is fucking mind-boggling.
I mean, is it? We wouldn't be the wealthiest country in the world if we didn't.
No.
I mean, we would still be the wealthiest country in the world, but if we'd started it now, but if we'd started it earlier,
even if we started earlier, because one of the major leg ups that people like to kind of ignore that we have on the rest of the world is we own the entertainment industry of the world. Like, how much money is generated from entertainment is fucking insane.
Trillions.
Like, yeah, no one even comes close to the entertainment market that the U.S. has. But because it's evil Hollywood, no one wants to fucking address that. On the right, where they are like, oh, you know, fucking those liberal ideas and stuff, it would bankrupt the country. Oh, really? Like, Norway and shit's doing fine, and they don't have a huge entertainment industry and a huge sports industry with it's garnering trillions of dollars every fucking year.
Yeah, like their sports industry maybe garners like $30.
What sports do they have going on in Norway?
Ski shooting.
I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be fucking dope.
That is the thing they do.
Fuck yeah.
Sweden has very good rally car drivers. The girl with the dragon tattoo is Swedish, I think.
Cool.
So.
Pretty sure that movie was still made in America.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was made with British people, though.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig. Very good movie.
Do you have any other topics to talk about? I didn't really bring much to class today.
I know you didn't bring very much class today.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have anything else. You can talk about Loki.
Loki? I don't know. Not really much happened in the most recent episode except for the bisexual announcement.
Yeah? So, okay. So, spoiler alerts for Loki.
Yeah.
We're going to be diving into it. So, Loki, episode 3, for everyone who has seen it. You think that's maybe Lady Loki doing a mind thing on him to get him to reveal shit? Like the whole Train and Lamentus 1 thing is like some sort of a mind.
That's a good fucking theory.
Yeah, I've seen that theory floated around quite a lot.
So, something that I think, if that theory isn't the case, my theory is all this did actually happen, and they're gonna find a way off. But he keeps getting her to reveal more about how her enchanting works. Like how he's like, well, what if someone's like mind is stronger? And then she's like, I have to put them in a dream state and like basically like keep their mind occupied, which is what your theory is. He has a strong mind, so she has to keep him in a dream state to uh, make this work essentially. And but I think he's trying to learn it, and there's going to be a big scene where he uses enchanting. But that's a good theory. That
well, there's also a theory that she is the
Enchantress. Yeah, which is just another Mephisto overreaching for what they're doing.
You see the theory that she is actually not a variant of Loki, but a variant of Thor. Because she did something exactly that Thor did when they got kicked off the train.
Yeah.
And she like freaked out and went and did that like, you know.
Yeah.
So she did that exact same thing. Thor did something similar, and it's like, what if she's a variant of Thor who learned magic?
So, I think it's just Lady Loki. You wanna know why I think it's just Lady Loki?
Because that's the thing that they want, that Marvel wants to do.
Yes. Because arguably the TVA is stronger than her. Otherwise, she just would have marched in, beat the ever-living shit out of them, and done whatever she wanted. Yeah. They are logistically stronger than her. They are logistically more powerful and scientifically knowledgeable and everything. But she was able to get the upper hand on them by hiding in apocalypses. She was smart enough to come up with an idea of where she can hide and basically like have time to come up with plans to attack, like stealing all the things that erase everything around them, whatever those were called, I forget. And the little portal things so she could ship them everywhere to all the different locations and times. How would this hugely powerful organization, the TVA, not know it was Lady Loki? Because they said it's a variant of you to Loki. So how would they get it wrong when they are the TVA? They didn't get it wrong. They have way too much power at their disposal to have got this misinformation.
But maybe it's also the TVA not disclosing everything that they know in the same way that in Winter Soldier we were like, oh, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, wait, no, it's actually Hydra. Because I saw an article about this as well, where they're talking about how, like, oh, they're doing this whole thing that Marvel's always done is, like, this ominous agency.
Yeah.
That then comes in and is like, oh, no, we're actually really bad. It's almost kind of formulaic.
I don't think it's the TVA and the timekeepers are necessarily bad. I feel like they're just, like, deceitful with good purpose. Like, kind of like how arguably everything that S.W.O.R.D. was doing in WandaVision was with good purpose. They were trying to prevent Wanda from enslaving these people, which she was doing. Sure, she's the protagonist and going through a lot, and we definitely side with her in the final fights and whatnot, but what she was doing was inherently wrong. And yes. S.W.O.R.D. trying to break in there to physically stop and arrest her was the right thing to do.
Just the wrong way.
Yeah, from a government protecting, like, a protection agency standpoint, they were doing the correct thing. Sure, that government agent, we don't like him because he was a mean old jerk. But arguably, he was lawful evil. He was a douchebag doing the correct thing. And I think that's kind of what the TVA is. Like, they are just doing the right thing, but they're just, like, lying a lot to basically ensure that it gets done. Like how everyone at the TVA thinks they've been there forever, but it turns out they're just variants that have been captured, brainwashed probably into doing their roles.
Which are what we learned in this last episode.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a necessarily bad organization, just a lying good organization. Personally,
it'll be one of those gray areas.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But out of the 3 Marvel shows,
this one's definitely the best so far.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like WandaVision was like, we're getting into this. This is what we've wanted, and like, you know, everything has got like these huge implications. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was kind of like
the most fun.
The most fun, and like it kind of tied up loose ends and stuff like that, and made you love those characters more.
It definitely made it feel like Falcon becoming Captain America was earned.
Yeah.
Where at the end of Endgame, it was just kind of like, really?
Like, I thought it was supposed to be Winter Soldier. Like, that's how it goes in the comics.
Yeah. It's been both in the comics, but...
But then with Loki, it's someone that we already loved in Loki, and then is like a completely new story, because this takes place in 2012 Loki.
Yeah.
Which... not the one that died in Endgame.
Yeah. Infinity War,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing I love is I constantly, like, will briefly forget that it is 2012 Loki with, like, oh, yeah, sorry to hear you learn about the destruction of Asgard. And he's like, yeah, anyway. Because, like, at this point, he doesn't give a shit about Asgard.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, you expect him to feel bad about it, because Loki that we came to know, 2019 Loki, did give a shit about Asgard. He did give a shit about Thor and everyone. Like, he matured and learned and moved on as a person. But then, like, we have this, like, yeah, anyway, like, I don't give two shits about that. Look at what I discovered.
Yeah.
So I think it's my favorite so far, mostly because it's, like, it's everything that was good about WandaVision in terms of, like, the mystique of not really knowing what's going on. And there's all these, like, big, like, kind of, like, tension, like, who's really the good guys, who's really the bad guys kind of thing going on. And then it's also got the fun aspects of the Winter Soldier. Yeah,
the fun back and forth between the characters, and the great dynamics between them.
Yeah. Like, Owen Wilson's character in Loki is some of the most fun interactions we've had.
Dude.
The burning... I'm gonna burn this place to ground. Could you start with my office? I'll show you where my desk is.
Yeah, that is great, and I've used that at work several times.
Yeah. Like, it's a great fucking show, and I'm loving the shit out of it. WandaVision is definitely my least favorite of the three, just because the first half of the show was so kind of like... in
comparison, when we were watching, we're like, what the fuck is going on? We don't know what is going on. And then after the Ralph Boner reveal, it was a completely different show.
Yeah.
And it was very weird. I like the things that they tried to do with the other sitcoms and make it fashion after that. I feel like once Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange comes out, WandaVision will make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And even Spider-Man No Way Home.
I'm honestly just hoping they do a Winter Soldier series, like just Bucky, because I feel like I feel like with him being Captain America now, Falcon, he'll be like too busy doing like movies and shit, where I feel like Bucky won't be as like a central integral character as much, to where he'll probably be doing a show. And also he has very openly said that he's open to doing another show. And also he's got to fuck Falcon's sister, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, that is the main thing that I want to see, is him getting into a relationship with Falcon's.
I want a romantic comedy with those two.
A rom-com.
Yeah.
You know, with Owen Wilson. Wow. 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 Marvel is doing a good job.
Yeah, Marvel's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. While WandaVision made by our least favorite, it was still really good.
Also, did you happen to notice that Owen Wilson's character is the same name as Jared Leto's upcoming Marvel character, Morbius?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Well, that was his name is Agent Morbius in the comics. Like, it's just a completely different character.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, the Sony thing.
Is it a Sony movie?
Morbius, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Which I've been talked about for like the last 2 years. When's it going to finally come out?
No idea. Fuck Sony.
So, the Sony Spider-Man Marvel thing needs to just stop. Sony needs to be like, look, we're not going to do anything good with this character.
Coming out in 2022.
We will. So what Sony should do is be like, look, we'll let you have control of the character, but we're going to want to make a lot of money off of this, you know? So they should just make their money and go away.
Yeah.
You did good with Spider-Man 1 and 2, but that was in a fluke era.
Arguably, Spider-Man 3 was good, too.
Spider-Man 3 was good. It just had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Which, Spider-Man 3 is the reason that I'm like, is Doctor Strange 2 going to be any good? Because Sam Raimi directed Spider-Man 3, and he's directing Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
But I've also heard all the actors come out of Doctor Strange 2 saying, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on. And I'm like, bring me more.
Another. No, I'm definitely super excited for...
Which Loki did in the last episode of Loki.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was funny. He threw a fucking glass down and said another.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Which also just brings it back to how it's Loki from the same era pretty much as Thor 1.
Yeah.
Because, like, he also talks in the first episode about when you find out he's, what's his name? The guy who jumped out of the plane.
D.B. Cooper.
Yeah.
Which
like
pisses me off.
How it's like, oh, that was because I lost a bet with Thor. Like, at this point in time, they're he's kind of coming out of them being like buddies going around the galaxy, basically fighting off like groups of people with their little like ragtag team.
Yeah, which pisses me off though because we need to solve the DB Cooper thing. I'm sorry, just like we need to solve it. Like we need to know what happened.
No, just good for him, man. He won.
I don't know if you know this, but Loki isn't real.
No, I mean DB Cooper, like.
Yeah, no. I'm all for it because he didn't harm anyone. He just scared people.
Yeah.
And he got away with a bunch of money. Whether he died or not, there's so many stories out there about D.B. Cooper that I love. Like the movie Without a Paddle with Dax Shepard.
Yeah.
And Seth Green, and then the guy who plays Shaggy now for all the Scooby-Doo movies.
Yeah.
That was a great fucking movie, and they go searching for DB Cooper's money, and they find it. It's just.
No, I am
pro DB Cooper.
Yeah, I'm so happy we never figured out DB Cooper. I am sick of things being proven and discovered sometimes where I'm just like, oh, that was a lackluster outcome. Oh, he hit pavement and fucking died. Like, I don't want to know what happened. I like the mystique.
No, so what's funny is I've actually seen a lot of stuff about DB Cooper. Go ahead.
Like cheddar cheese soup, okay? Hear me out.
Cheddar cheese soup?
There's a can on the shelf at grocery stores, like in the Campbell's soup section. And it says cheddar cheese soup, and I'm always tempted to like grab the can and read, what the fuck is this? But I like to imagine it's just like a sad, solid, slimy brick of cheese that just slides out of there. It's just cheddar cheese in a fucking can. And I don't want to know what cheddar cheese soup is because it's so fucking comical that I have this dumb idea in my head. And I don't want to know what it actually is. In the same way, I don't want to know what happened to DB Cooper.
So with DB Cooper, so what happened, it's kind of fun too because we're from Portland.
Yeah.
And that's where, so he took a flight, and when he landed in Portland, he said he had a bomb, and that he was going to blow the plane up if he didn't get $100,000 or whatever it was. So they took off from Portland to go from Portland to Reno.
Mm-hmm.
And what the pilot said was that about a certain point, or no, it was, I don't know where it was, but somewhere between Portland and Seattle, they dropped the gate down, and it was one of those gates at the back of the planes that you walk down.
Yeah. Nothing
that anyone of our age has ever experienced because planes have changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
Their instruments all jumped in a way that made it feel like he had jumped out at a certain point over Portland.
Mm-hmm.
like kind of just north of Portland.
Yeah.
So they all thought that he had jumped, but they proved that it was like all you had to do was sit on the bottom of the stairs and jump, and land back on the stairs, and to make their instruments do what they did, and then jump out at a later date.
Yeah.
At a later time. So a lot of people think that he actually jumped out closer to Reno, Nevada, which is where the plane was going, at a like 1,000 feet or something, which is incredibly shallow for a parachuter.
Yeah.
So
what I don't understand is like, why didn't they just have like a second plane? Like, keep an eye on this plane. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Well, this is 1972 or something like that.
Yeah, people in the 70s were fucking stupid. Disco happened. I mean, like, how smart could they have been?
The Bee Gees were popular.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. I know, right?
But no, what's your theory about where DB Cooper ended up? Do you think he lived?
Yes.
You think he lived? Okay.
Because there are a letter was sent.
I don't care about your fucking research. Do you think that he lived or not on your own gut?
Yes, because a letter was sent in to the Sacramento Bee about like a week after this whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And it was like, basically like I survived, here's this shit. And it was one of those like Zodiac killer, like cut out of a magazine letters sort of a thing. Mm-hmm. I think he lived.
Yeah. I think he lived too.
Yeah.
What do you think he did with his life, like afterward?
Honestly, with $100,000, not very much.
Was it only $100,000?
It was something along those lines. It wasn't very much.
How much did DB Cooper steal? $200,000 in ransom money in 1971. All right, so what's it called? Inflation calculator.
Yeah.
So 200,000. Inflation calculator. 1971, right?
Yeah.
1971. $200,000. Calculate. $1.3 million equivalent.
Yeah, but you got to think about like by 1995, he still only has $100,000.
Yeah, but like he could have just like partied hard and then went back to being a normal person, because I mean, like, honestly, how recognizable could the guy have been? Like,
I mean, very. The DB Cooper sketch, even if you look at it, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's the person they think who DB Cooper is. Like, it was very recognizable. He's a folk hero, which is very weird to say, because he is a terrorist. And in America, as long as you're not wearing a towel on your head, you're a folk hero, not a terrorist.
I don't know. I feel like he could have like grown out his hair or something, and you wouldn't be able to recognize him. I mean, if he just never wears a suit again and looks like a smug asshole, I'm sure he'd be fine.
Which is really funny how very closely he looks to Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, they do look pretty similar.
Like, good for you.
Yeah. And look at that. No one's going around accusing Tom Hiddleston of being fucking DB Cooper.
Well, yeah, because I don't think he was born then.
I know. But no, even like, I would say in the 70s, the information, like, probably didn't circulate super well. Like, I would say probably like 60% of people never saw the sketch, probably even greater than that.
Yeah, I'd say you're right.
Like, dude, have you ever seen a coworker outside of work just simply not in their work uniform, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Trevor," and you just have to,
"Who are you?"
"Hey, man, how's it going?"
Yeah,
like,
that's fair. I've had that happen. And I'm just like,
I'm saying,
who are you?
This guy could have easily just gone through life with an extra 1.3 million, got a house, 1.3 million adjusted for inflation. Bought a house, worked a pretty regular job, maybe hit up some casinos for fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, this dude could have just chilled.
Yeah.
In an above average lifestyle for just jumping out of a plane.
In 1971, a nice house was $100,000.
Oh yeah.
Like a good fucking, especially in Reno.
Yeah.
That area, northern Nevada, northern California.
Yeah.
You're living well.
So why do I have to go up to Seattle and then back down?
I can't remember where the plane started, but he landed in Portland and said, "I have a bomb," and demanded all this stuff. They gave it to him, and then he was supposed to go. I can't remember if he was supposed to go to Portland to Seattle, but most people think that he jumped out between Portland and Seattle.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying, like, Portland's here, Reno's here, and then Seattle's here.
Yeah.
Why'd it go like that? Like,
I don't remember the exact specifications of his thing, but I know he landed in Portland. Or no. Sorry. He got in on the plane in Portland. And then in Seattle, he said that he had a bomb.
Oh, okay. So
then
I was wondering why he went in a U shape.
Yeah, so he was supposed to go back from Seattle to Portland, but he diverted the plane to Reno.
Okay.
And then it's said that he's jumped out between Portland and Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's like one of those things where like I hope, like I want it to be solved to know what's going on, but I also don't want it to be solved.
Yeah.
Because like it's one of those things that will just live in history.
Just like how I don't want there to be a proven Bigfoot. It's boring.
No, I want there to be a proven Bigfoot.
You just want to fucking fuck it.
No, I don't. Because it will tear me apart.
What if it's like a gorilla where it has actually like a really small dick?
With big balls?
Do gorillas have big balls?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you hear about the whale with the poop incident?
No.
Okay.
What? Whale poop? Yes. Count me in.
So there are these.
Count me in.
I think it was 3 divers. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 3 divers, and they were just like swimming around. And this whale went by, and apparently he just like shit so profusely it created what the divers described as a 100-foot wide poop tornado that they got trapped in, basically.
That's fucking fantastic. Did you hear about the liar?
The what?
The liar?
No.
The guy from Maine?
No.
Crab diver?
No.
Oh, yeah, he's a fucking liar. The guy who got
stuck
swallowed.
in the whale. Yeah.
He's a fucking liar.
He is?
Oh,
Is there
100%.
proof? Is there proof?
I mean, there's not proof, but, like, he got swallowed by a whale and spit back up. Like, your name Jonah? Like,
I don't know. I'm willing to believe that one.
said he got swallowed, and while a lot of his stuff adds up, it's just like, no, it didn't happen.
Do you know what's a lot more terrifying than that fucking story, though? Because, like, that'd be terrifying. Being inside of a whale.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy who fell into the concrete? The, like, sinkhole in the ground?
No.
So, this was a few years ago now, I think. There's a sinkhole in the ground, probably about, like, 1 to 2 feet wide, and this guy was literally just walking on a sidewalk, and the sidewalk collapsed underneath him. And basically, like, I think it was maggots, like, ate away at the ground beneath him. So he was just trapped in this hole, unable to open his mouth, because if he did, the bugs and stuff would be able to crawl into his mouth. So he was trapped in there for, I think, like 4 hours before they were finally able to pull him out. Like, that is more terrifying than being inside of a whale. Just having creepy, crawly maggots shit crawling all over you, and literally all you could do is just for help. Until 911's called, they figure out a way to get you out of that fucking hole.
Yeah, just fucking shoot me in the head.
Yeah, just shotgun down into the hole. Good.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm gonna live through that.
Yeah, like, dude, no amount of therapy can undo that.
Like most of my relationships.
Yeah, that is worse than every childhood.
Yeah. No amount of therapy is getting you through that.
Hold on, let me undo my previous sentence. I'm sure there are childhoods that are worse than that experience, but there's no suburban white kid childhood that is worse than that experience.
There's the name of the episode. No amount of therapy.
No amount of therapy could have helped.
Oh, yeah. No, the dude who went into a whale, though, is definitely lying. It's just not like a whale to swallow that big of an object.
Yeah.
Like, they eat krill.
Yeah.
They don't have teeth. Like, their teeth are like...
But what if it was just a fucking accident? Like,
Granted, the amount... Like, yes, it is plausible.
Yeah.
But based on the guy's story, I don't think it was real.
How did the guy get swallowed by a whale? This is a weird Google search. Oh, my phone's not even working right now. Search. I don't care about DB Cooper anymore.
I mean, I still do.
Okay, it's not searching it. I don't know. I think it's possible. I don't really.
Possible.
I don't care one way or another.
I don't think it's very likely.
So my big thing with a lot of things, other than media attention, does this guy gain anything out of it? Like, no.
No, not necessarily.
So like, I don't know. There's like no monetary gain at all. So what's the fucking
he's
point?
From Maine. In Maine is controlled by Stephen King, so who knows what the fuck is going on.
Stephen King's actually just writing his new book.
Yeah.
By sacrificing a guy to the whale god.
And he's like, oh shit, this guy survived? Fuck. There's a twist in my new book.
Someone get my feather.
Someone get my
Time to write this one out.
Yeah. So.
Fucking Stephen King, man.
Good author.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
I've read several of his books. What are you looking at?
Guy swallowed by whale. I don't know. There's just the article about like it happening, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, he went on Kimmel.
Did he really?
He also didn't ask me anything.
What? What was it like to be swallowed by a whale? I don't know, because it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, the dude just like had like a tussle with a couple lobsters and went to the hospital. And there's a cute nurse, and he had to make up a crazy story so he didn't seem like such a bitch.
Yeah, got swallowed by a whale. So
you got what?
Yeah, you know, we're from Maine, so we're kind of like from Boston, but all we do is fucking lobsters.
Dude,
you know?
like, I gotta say, being able to get a lobster roll for like $3 would be fucking dope.
Yeah, lobster rolls at $3 down in my Auntie Donna's fucking place.
Well, I'm pretty much burnt out for this episode.
Yeah.
So
we talked about fucking getting swallowed by whales, so.
Yeah.
I gotta pee.
I got shit.
Well, this will be an awkward bathroom
we have
encounter.
We have 3 bathrooms in this house. So we're good.
We do. And also a lot more if you are just creative. So,
yeah, the alleyway behind us definitely deserves some of my shit.
I was just thinking about the corner of the room.
All right, well, this was today's episode. Not enough therapy from the Surprisingly Sober Boys. Feel free to check us out on social media. Surprising Twit on Twitter.
Surprisingly Podcast on Instagram.
And you can check us out on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere where you like to consume podcasts. If you want to listen to us, look at us for some fucked up reason. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.
Please comment on Taran's biceps.
They don't look that good.
I'm just saying, like, they're better than normal.
Thanks, man. I'm Taran.
I'm Trevor. We are
/
signing off.